Welcome to the Purple Party, known as Purple Nerd Channel, home for all those who geek out on all things Prince related. At the beginning of 1991, Warner Brothers was ready to release a Prince Greatest Hits collection to make up for what they considered poor sales of Prince's previous album, 1990's Graffiti Bridge, which sold just a little over 500,000 copies, as well as Prince's film of the same name, which took a $3.5 million loss at the box office. Prince was against the Greatest Hits release and was able to talk Warner Brothers out of following through with their plans when he turned in his next album, an album that would be credited to Prince and the New Power Generation. The name of Prince's new band is a phrase first mentioned on Prince's album Lovesexy and was the name of one of the songs on the album Graffiti Bridge. This is the first time since 1986's Parade that Prince would credit an album to himself and his band. The New Power Generation consisted of Levi Ceaser Jr. on guitar, who was actually a member of Sheila E.'s band, and like most of the members of Sheila E.'s band, he would be merged into Prince's touring band for Sign of the Times, as well as being a producer and co-producer at Paisley Park Studios for not only artists outside of the Prince camp, but artists that were signed to Prince's label, Paisley Park Records. On keyboards was Rosie Gaines. She found her way to Prince through Levi, as he had worked on her first album, Caring, released in 1985. Levi brought Rosie over to Paisley Park Studios to do some background work with a few of the songs that he was doing with the Pointer Sisters, who were recording at Paisley Park at the time. Prince just happened to be there and heard Rosie's performance on the microphone and almost immediately started working with her at Paisley Park. Also on keyboards was Thomas Elm, renamed Tommy Barbarella by Prince. He was the keyboardist for the group The Steels, who were featured on several of Prince's songs doing background vocals. On bass was Sonny Thompson, more commonly known as Sonny T. Sonny played with the bands Back to Black and the Lewis Connection, both Minneapolis-based bands. Prince always admired Sonny's musicianship and respected him as a legend of the Minneapolis music scene. On drums was Michael Bland, often called Michael B. He was the drummer of the Minneapolis band Dr. Mambo's Combo, a legendary local act that Prince would check out quite frequently. Prince approached Michael after one of their gigs and invited him to jam with him at Paisley Park. And then we have dancers Tony M., Kirk Johnson, and Damon Dixon, formerly known as the Game Boys. They were featured in the film Purple Rain as dancers at First Avenue. Prince had them perform in his Glam Slam video and invited them on his nude tour. Aside from dancing, Tony M. was the main rapper of the band, and Kirk Johnson handled percussion. The recording of this album was a collaborative effort, as Prince would write and compose the songs, bringing them to the studio to work out and record with the band. The chemistry amongst Prince and the band was instant, and they were able to record songs at a rapid pace, creating a large amount of material. And speaking of a rapid pace, most of Tony M's raps are actually pretty much freestyles, as he had to write them while the band was recording the songs, typically only having a few minutes to come up with something. After several months of recording, Prince and his new band dropped an album rich in funk and rock, but heavily flavored with soul and R&B, with a heavy focus on hip-hop, a musical movement that Prince had only dabbled in prior. Diamonds and Pearls was released on October 1st, 1991, peaking at number 3 on the Billboard Top 200, number 1 on the R&B charts, and number 2 in the UK, making the top 10 in 6 other countries, and selling over 6 million copies worldwide on its initial release. Singles were released for Get Off, which hit number 6 on the R&B charts and sold just a little over 500,000 copies. Cream hit number 1 on the Billboard Top 100 and sold over 500,000 copies as well. Insatiable hit number 3 on the R&B charts. Diamonds and Pearls hit number 3 on the Billboard Top 100 and number 1 in the R&B charts. Money Don't Matter Tonight hit number 14 on the R&B charts. And Thunder hit number 28 in the UK, as it was only released in the UK. And Willing and Able was released as a promotional single. Videos were released for the following songs, and you better sit down and get comfortable for this one, as videos were released for Get Off, Cream, Diamonds and Pearls, Insatiable, Willing and Able, Strolling, Jughead, Live for Love, and Money Don't Matter Tonight, which actually had 2 versions, as one of them was directed by Spike Lee. Also, the B-sides got music videos released. Those included Get Off House Style, Violet the Organ Grinder, Gangster Glam, Call the Law, and Clockin' the Jizz. Videos were filmed for Daddy Pop and Don't Walk, but those still remain unreleased. All of these videos were released on VHS as the Diamonds and Pearls video collection on October 6, 1992, peaking at number 3 on the Billboard Top Music Video charts and number 22 on the Billboard Video Sales. The majority of the videos feature the characters Diamond and Pearl, played by models Lori Warner and Robia Lamorte, who are not twins, but when dressed up, look close enough for Prince. They were also featured on the cover of the album, which on the original release had a really cool hologram effect. Re-releases did not have this cover. Aside from the videos and the singles, this album was heavily promoted by the massive Diamonds and Pearls World Tour and 3 jaw-dropping television performances. Those being his performances at the 1991 Special Olympics, his 30-minute performance on the Arsenio Hall show, and his performance at the 91 MTV Music Awards with the infamous yellow outfit. Let's explore the music of Diamonds and Pearls. We open up with Thunder. Now then, this song right here, this is an epic opening song, and amazingly is a solo effort by Prince, without any input or performances from the band. In the song, Prince describes a turbulent night of faith, as the thunderous voice of God calls out to him, correcting his thoughts of lust, and reminding him of what true love is, a love that God introduced to Prince through music. There is another narrative out there, though, that says that this song is about the alleged night that Prince tried ecstasy and had a really bad trip that led to him canceling the Black Album. Now then, this story has been proven by a few, but has been disproven by many. I did a video about the Black Album where I discuss the behind the scenes, as you would, of making the album, and I will have a link to that video at the end of this video. The song uses sound effects of thunder and multiple layers of percussion with some monumental guitar work by Prince. And Prince creates a choir of his own voice, bringing a gospel influence operatic mix to the music and to the song. Next is Daddy Pop.
Pop, daddy, daddy pop, punching in the rock and roll.
This funky song has Prince referring to himself as the moniker Daddy Pop, describing himself as the guy everybody wants to be and the guy that all the women want, as well as being the artist and musician that every artist and musician wants to be as well. The song is built around a sample of Aretha Franklin's song, Rock Steady.
Rock steady, baby. Rock steady. Rock.
The way Prince's vocals blend seamlessly into Rosie Gaines' vocals is absolutely astonishing. We have Elisa ad-libbing throughout the song and performing the following lines.
Oh, talk it to me. Oh, you're the best.
Which are actually lines from the 1977 film Which Way Is Up, starring Richard Pryor. The lines are performed in the film by actress Gloria Edwards, but due to film right issues, the actual dialogue from the film could not be used. This is also the first song on the album where we get to hear Tony M rap. And speaking of that, there is also an unreleased version of this song which does not feature Tony M rapping, but instead Prince's third verse is longer. Next is Diamonds and Pearls.
I gave you diamonds and pearls.
This ballad was originally recorded by Prince with Michael B on drums, Tommy Barbarella on keyboards, Michael Copeland on guitar, Sonny T on bass, and Sheila E on percussion, while they were all taking a break from the MC Flash project, which ended up being an unreleased album by MC Flash, a group comprising of Prince and Margie Cox. I did a video about this unreleased album, and I will have a link to that video at the end of this video. A few days after this recording, Prince would revisit the song, bringing Rosie Gaines in for co-lead vocals as well as background vocals, with Levi Seaster Jr. doing some additional guitar work. This song has a beautiful message, and that being that love is greater than all material things. I believe Prince was once quoted saying that he would never perform this song live without Rosie Gaines, but actually now that I'm recording this and just said that out loud, I think he actually said that about the song Nothing Compares to You, but I may be wrong in both cases. If you know which of those are true, Or if neither are, let me know down in the comments down below. Next is Cream. This song is unique with its blend of multiple musical genres, and although it's performed in a matter of sexual innuendos, Prince actually admitted in a live performance of the song in 2004 that he wrote the song while looking at himself in the mirror.
You know I wrote this while I was looking in the mirror, right? I'm serious.
As the song is actually a metaphor to staying on top of your goals and not just sitting back letting someone else take your top spot. Next is Strolling.
Strolling, strolling, we can have fun just strolling.
This song is so cool and dare I say cute. Performed by the trio of Prince, Michael B, and Levi Caesar Jr., Prince will have you snapping your fingers along to this groove as he describes a perfect date. Next is Willing and Able. This song started off as a jam session recorded in September of 1990 and reworked into this song 2 months later, with Prince recording freshly written lyrics and the Steels and Rosie Gaines adding some background vocals. Prince asked Tony M to come up with a rap for this song while he was recording the Steels vocals. So on the fly, Tony had to come up with a rap verse and put it together on what many people would say is not a traditional hip hop beat. But Tony M was willing and able to rap to the groove, no pun intended, making it one of his best rap performances. The song's message is very powerful, with that being never give up on your goals and never letting the critics and naysayers persuade you otherwise. Next is Get Off.
Get off. 23 positions in a one-night stand. Get off.
This funky jam is dripping with erotic wordplay, as Prince is speaking to a woman who hasn't had sex in a while. And with this information, he decides to tell her all the things that he would do to her. And one of the standout lines in the song is actually performed by Tony M, and that is 23 positions in a one-night stand. And can I just be upfront and honest? Is there anyone else out there that when they hear that, it just sounds exhausting? This song had a multitude of remixes, and I actually did a video about it, and I will link to that video at the end of this video. And some fun random facts about the song. The James Brown song that Prince is referencing is actually called Mother Popcorn.
I like them proud, and when they walk, you got to have a mother for me.
Get Off was actually featured in the films The Last Boy Scout and Coming to America Part 2. The song actually has another T in it, so it's not to be confused with the song Get Off from the New Power Generation maxi single. And the scream that you hear in the beginning of the song is not Prince, it's actually Rosie Gaines. Next is Walk, Don't Walk.
Don't walk with a confidence drive. Then people can walk all over you. Don't talk.
This song has Prince blending his vocals perfectly with Rosie's and Elisa's. The message is strong, preaching the wisdom to never let anyone conform you to beliefs that would put you into spiritual slavery. Next is Jughead.
MP, ladies and gentlemen, MPG introduces the Jughead.
And just to keep it 100, I never liked this song, and honestly, I still don't like this song. It sounds dated, and matter of fact, it sounded dated when it came out. To me, it sounds like an outtake for a much better song. Next is Money Don't Matter Tonight.
Money don't matter tonight. It sure didn't matter.
This is another recording of the trio Prince, Michael B, and Levi Caesar Jr. The song's title pretty much sums up the song, as Prince and the characters in the song are asking for one night where we don't have to worry and focus about money. Prince does sneak in a message though about war, as at the time we were in the middle of Operation Desert Storm. Next is Push.
I push.
Now this song sounds like what Jughead was trying to be. This funky hip hop influenced dance track has the whole MPG rapping on it, and I gotta tell you, Prince steals the show with his verse as he's rapping the song titles within his bars. With the exception of Get Off, as it was a last minute addition to the album, and it actually replaced the song Horny Pony, which he does mention in his rap verse. Next is Insatiable.
Insatiable's my name when it comes to you.
This is one of Prince's greatest ballads of all time. His vocal gymnastics are impressive, as in the song he praises a mysterious Martha for all that good loving she gives him, right before they start having a filmed love session. Truth of the matter though, when it comes to the name Martha, Michael B actually confessed that it was just a random name that Prince came up with. There is actually a longer version of this song that remains unreleased, and I almost forgot to mention, this is also a song that features no contribution from the New Power generation. We close out with Live for Love. Originally recorded in November of 1990 with Tommy Barbarella, Michael B, and Sonny T, and Prince handling all the vocals, this song actually had 2 additional verses, and those 2 additional verses were both rapped and rapped by Prince. And I gotta tell you, those 2 rap verses by Prince are like some of the hardest bars he's ever dropped.
My own father long ago wishing before he died that I would always try to live for love.
Prince would rework the song in December, removing his rap verses and instead having Tony M rap on the song. The song takes a daring look inside of the mind of a soldier during war, more specifically on this song, a pilot that has been sent out to drop a bomb. Again, this was released during the Desert Storm era. Prince's original version would end up on the Super Deluxe edition of Diamonds and Pearls. The Super Deluxe edition of this album was released on October 27, 2023, peaking at number 10 on the Billboard R&B charts and number 26 on iTunes. I did 3 videos covering this collection, and I will have links to those videos in the description down below. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Please like and share this video, and as always, please subscribe to the channel. And if you got a moment, go ahead and check out my Patreon page. I'll have links to that and all my other social media stuff in the description down below. I will see you on the next episode where I talk about a standalone single that was released that I completely forgot about was ever released. And so until that next episode, I wish you heaven.